Good morning, everyone present here. I am Steve James from Computer Science and Engineering Department from Karunya University. Today, I am going to explain about the text processing using the string and its functions in Python programming. Now, let's go into the video and see the detailed functions about that. Come, let's go into the video. Yeah. Now, this is my first program, which I'm going to explain it now. In this program, I'm going to get a single string from two given strings separated by a white space, and the first letters of the each string are getting swapped here. Now let's see the brief content of this program here. Now I have assigned two variables here, s1 and s2, and I'm using the input function here to get the input string from the user. In the same process, I'm going to get two strings here. Look here. I'm going to get the first string here, and I'm going to get the second string here, and I'm going to store it in s1 and s2 here. I have created another variable x. In this x, I'm going to store the first letter of the string s1. So I'm going to use the indexing value by s1 of 0. So it returns to the first letter of the word what I'm gonna save a string in the s1 variable. And now I'm using the s1 variable to replace, so that I will be getting the replace of the first letter of the s1 here. So I'm gonna give s1 dot replace and which word I want to replace and which word with I'm gonna replace here. So I want to replace the first letter in this s1 string with the first letter in this s2 string. So I'm going to use the replace function, and I'm going to store it in the s1 string here. And in the same way, I'm going to use s2 variable here, and I'm going to use replace function. I'm going to replace the s2's first letter by the same indexing process as 0, and I'm going to replace it with the x, where I have stored the first letter of the s1 string here. Because why I'm going to store this variable in the x place? Because when I replace the second variable's first letter with string 1, then the order will be changed. So for backup purpose, I'm going to saving the s1's first letter in this x variable here. So now I can use it in the second string's place, and I'm gonna swap the first letters of these two. Now the swapping process has been done using the replace function here. And now I'm going to print the string replaced by the first letter, and I'm going to use concatenation, string concatenation, so that I will be getting a single string. Look, I have used s1 plus I have used an empty space here because I need a space in between the words. So I'm using it, and I'm using s2's variable here, so that I will be getting the concatenated and a single string here output. Now I'll run the program and we'll see the output. Yeah, I have got the entered the first string, so I'm going to enter it now. Hi. And it's asking me the second string to be entered, and I'm going to set as by. And now I'm going to get the output as by hi. I'm getting these two strings in the same string, and the first letter has been swapped, and I'm getting it with the space bar here. This is my first program. It has been run and executed successfully. Now let's see in the second program what I'm going to explain about. Here it's my second program, what I'm going to explain about the strings and its functions for the texting process. In this string, I'm gonna give a character. So I'll be entering a string here, and it will be going around a loop here to check the reoccurrences of the first character. It will be searching the reoccurrences of the first character, and it will be replaced by this hashtag symbol, except the first character. Except the first character, all the occurrences of the first character will be replaced by the hashtag symbols here. Now let's go into this brief content here. Now I'm setting a yes variable here and I'm assigning a input function to get a string here. And I'm creating another variable a here and I'm storing the yes of 0 indexing value which selects the first character of the string and it will be stored in the a for backupping purpose. And now in this yes, I'm using replace function. Whatever the a is, it will be replaced with hashtag symbol. So in this place, the entire string will be changed. For example, if I'm using the content uh, process of here, it will be the entire content will be replaced by here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same string concatenation here in the second process. I'm gonna create the same variable yes, and I'm gonna assign the a, which is the first character of here, and I'm gonna run through the yes with its upper limit and lower limit, and I'm gonna set its lower limit as 1. I'm not setting it as 0 because I'm gonna use the concatenation of the yes first letter with its own respective letter. So I will not be changing the first letter except that all the reoccurrences of the first letter will be changed as the hashtag symbol. Now this process will be over and it will be saved in this yes variable. And now I'm going to print the yes variables here. Now let's see in this program. Yeah, now I'll run this program here. Look, it's asking me the string to enter. I'm going to give it as restart. So it will be running through this. And I'm getting the output as RESTA. Instead of that R, it has been replaced by A. Look here. So it will be running through this and it will be giving me the output as restart here. Like for example, it stores this R value in this A and it replaces wherever the A here, it will be replaced by the hashtag. So in this process, here it will be hashtag ESTARTA hashtag T. And again, when I'm taking this 1, so this first hashtag will not be printed. It will be started from ESTAR and hashtag T. And I'm concatenating with this A. So I'm getting here as RESTA hashtag T here. This is my second program and it has been run and successfully executed now. Now let's see what's my third program here. Yeah, now you can see, I think it's the third program what I'm gonna explain it now. In this program, what I'm gonna do is nothing but I'm gonna find the first appearance of the substring not, not, and from the given string, if the not follows the poor, like for example, if a word is like, it's not so poor, like that. Whenever the poor follows the not, the whole word will be replaced with the substring cool and it will be returning it. For example, this song is not so poor. In that case, it will be given as this song is cool, like that. So now let's go into this brief explanation. So I'm getting the input from the user. Using input function, I'm going to get the input and I'm going to store it in the yes variables here. And again, I'm creating two more variables here, no and poor. I'm going to creating here two more variables here. And now I'm going to use find function. The find function, nothing, it returns the index value of this not here. It returns the first place wherever the not is present here. And like in the same way, s dot find of poor, it returns the position of the poor word. It returns the index value of its. So now I'm gonna use if else condition here. so that I can check whether the poor follows the not here. So whenever I use this letter, this indexing value is lesser than this indexing value. Whenever it is lesser than means it goes with the follows of the poor here. And I'm gonna set that it is not equal to 0 and it is not equal to 0. The both the values are not equal to 0, and I'm gonna check whether the indexing position of not is lower than indexing position of poor. So if the condition gets satisfied here, I'm gonna use replace function here. I'm gonna use the replace function of yes. So I'm gonna take the position of the not here. So I'm taking the position of the not and I'm gonna set it as the lower variable, and I'm gonna use poor plus 4. Why I'm using poor plus 4 here? Because the poor has 4 letters here. So from the place of this poor to other end, it may take another 4 letters also. So for that, I have to replace it. So I'm gonna set it as 4 more place. So it will be replaced with cool here. So the entire word after that, not till the poor, it will be replaced with cool and it will be printed. Otherwise, else it will be printed like in the same way. Now let's run this program here now. Look, I'm gonna give a sentence here. The song is not that poor. Now look here. Look, from the not till that poor, it replaces with the cool word here. And whenever I give an other string like here, I'm gonna run this here. The song is nice. It prints the same value here and it goes through the else condition here. And in first statement, it follows the if condition. And my third program also is well executed and successfully run here. And now let's see what's my fourth program. And that program may be used wide range away. Many of them will be usually knowing what is sort. It is like going through in the ascending order of the word. Now let's go into this briefly content of sorting here. Yeah, basically in sort function, we may use the function as sorted function here, so that like alphabets or numbers like 1 to 10, alphabets A to Z, it will be arranged in ascending order. But in this program, I'm not going to use alphabets or numbers. I'm going to use a string, I mean a sentence or words, like I'm going to use a list of words. For example, colors, we can take colors like red, blue, green, orange, yellow. I'm going to use a sequential string separated by comma, and I'm going to use for loop here, and I'm going to use split function, and I'm going to sort it, and I'm going to set it again in a list, and I'm going to print it here. Now let's see the briefly content of here. Here I'm going to get the input from the user, and I'm using the input function here, and I'm assigned a variable yes here. So it will be storing in yes. Now I'm creating another variable as w1. Here I'm creating a variable as w1, and I'm gonna assign the w variable here, and I'm gonna run through the for loop. So I'm using w for w in s dot split. I'm going to use the split function here, which is separated by the commas. So I will be getting each and every word a single word here. So in that it will be going through a for loop here, and it will be saved in this W, and then it will be joining as the same words and it will be saved in this w1 variable here. And now in this print statement, I'm gonna use 4 functions. I'm gonna use, first of all, I'm gonna use set function, I'm gonna use list function, I'm gonna use sorted function, and then I'm gonna use join function also. Now it is in set of different characters here. So I'm gonna use set function first. In print statement, I'm gonna use set function first here, set as w1. So it will be in the format of dictionary. Everyone will be knowing it as list as immutable and dictionary is mutable type. So in list content, we cannot change the order of it. It is immutable and we can never change it. So I'm going to convert it into dictionary, which is a mutable data type, so that I can change the values in it. For example, if I want an ascending order in that, so I want to change like 2 should be go at the backside of the 1 like that. I need to convert into a dictionary or some other data type which is mutable here. So I'm going to use set function and it has been converted here. And again, to give it as in the same order, I'm going to use list function here. So it will be listed in a set of variables here, so that it will be come under a list. And now I'm going to use sorted function, so that now it will be a mutable use here. And now it will be sorting it arrangedly. Like for example, blue, black, red, and green. But in this, because I have used the split function above, it will be never separated by a comma. It will be separated by a empty space here. Like it will be like black space, blue space, red space, like that it will be going on. So I'm gonna use here join function. It is a string function. I'm gonna join using this comma. So in this join function, it will be replacing the empty strings with this comma. So I will be never get a space. I will be getting a comma here. Now let's run this program here. I'm running this and I'm gonna enter as red, comma, green, comma, blue. Look, now I have given here with this comma and I'll run and I'll execute this program now. Look, I have get it in the ascending order like blue, green, orange, red, and yellow with this comma here. And it's my 4th program and it has been executed and run successfully. Now let's see what's my 5th program and what I'm gonna do a different way in that. Come, let's go and see in that. This is my last program. Today I'm gonna explain about the occurrences of the string, how to find the number of occurrences of a substring here. For this program, I'm gonna ask 2 inputs from the users. So I'm assigning a variable yes and yes2 variable here, and I'm using the input function, and I'm gonna get a string, and I'm gonna get a substring here, which is a substring means the same letters which will be presented on the string. So first I'm gonna store the length of the string 2 here. I'm gonna get the length of the substring. So I'm using len function here and I'm gonna store it in this L variable. And now I'm gonna create a C variable with 0 presented in it, so that the previous value of its numbers will not be executed in that. So now I'm gonna run through a for loop in range of here. Look, I'm gonna run through a for loop range in here by collecting the length of yes. I'm gonna collect the length size of the string. First string, I'm gonna get the size and I'm gonna subtract it with 1. Because whenever we get a substring, it will be more than 2 letters. So that it will be minusing the length of the yes and it will be running as the range here. And in the for loop, I have a if condition here. I'm gonna set the yes lower limit as I, so that I can get the length of the substring where it starts from until I'm gonna use I plus L, so that I have the length of the substring S2 here, so that I can guess the how many variables it has been. I mean, how many letters has been present. For this, if the substring has two letters, means it will be running with this two condition two. So it will be getting as two variables. So I'm gonna check with this condition equal to condition, and I'm gonna check if it is same with this S2 substring here. Whenever it satisfies this condition, the C's count will be increasing by 1. So it will be getting increased by 1 and it will be running through again. And whenever the conditions get failed and the if and the for loop gets over, then it goes to the print statement and it will be printing the number of occurrences and it will be printing it as. Now let's see an example here. I'll run the program. I have entered a string. I'm going to give an input here, like. And I have a unique factor in this. Now, why I have set a variable of yes, and I have nested it with its condition and I am giving it size, because it will be in a repeated statement. Now, whenever basically a number of occurrences will be not be counting, like if I'm giving a substring like CDC here, look, I'm gonna give the substring as CDC. Then it will be counting it as the substring of CDC once, and then it will be checking it as DC and it will be not be counted. But in this program, it will be running again and again because of the for loop, and it will be checking here. So it will be returning 2 as the output, like CDC here, and then again it will be checking here CDC. Now I'll run the program and I'll be getting the output as 2. Look, because I'm using the for loop and I'll be running through the ranges and again till this for loop ends till the size of the string. So I'm getting the occurrences as 2. And this is the last explanation of my program here. And I have explained about the strings and its functions, and I had explained the text function processing here using the Python programming. And that's it, guys. Let's see in the next program and in next Python function. Bye.